It's January 17th, 1966, and high above the small Spanish fishing village of Palomares, the skies are deceptively calm. But what the villagers don't know is that history is about to unfold right above their heads. A moment so precarious, so explosive, it could have wiped entire regions off the map. The Cold War is at its height, and paranoia fuels both the United States and the Soviet Union. One wrong move, one miscalculation, could ignite global catastrophe. To prepare for the unthinkable, the U.S. Air Force launches Operation Chrome Dome, a chilling strategy where nuclear-armed B-52 bombers patrol the skies 24/7, ready to strike at a moment's notice. One of these bombers is now approaching Palomares, carrying 4 hydrogen bombs. Each bomb is capable of unleashing devastation unimaginable to the average person, a weapon designed to turn entire cities into radioactive wastelands. The B-52 bomber on this particular flight has been in the air for hours. Fuel is running low. High above the Mediterranean, a KC-135 refueling tanker awaits, ready to deliver the fuel that will keep the mission airborne. The 2 aircraft approach each other, massive machines hurtling through the sky at incredible speeds, their crews seasoned for this routine but nerve-wracking maneuver. Then disaster strikes. The bomber miscalculates its speed as it approaches the tanker. The 2 planes collide, and in an instant, the tanker's fuel ignites. A massive fireball engulfs the sky, tearing both aircraft apart. Pieces of burning metal rain down, and the sound of the explosion is deafening, carrying for miles. The villagers below look up, startled, as debris begins falling from the sky. What they don't realize is that this isn't just twisted metal, for nuclear bombs are now free-falling toward the Earth. When the dust settles, the aftermath is chaotic. The wreckage of the B-52 is scattered across the countryside, along with smaller fragments of the tanker. American military officials scramble to assess the situation. Communication channels are flooded with urgent messages. The bombs are loose. On the ground, the search begins immediately. American forces and Spanish authorities race against the clock, knowing the stakes are unthinkably high. If even one of these bombs detonates, the consequences would ripple across the world. 3 of the bombs are found relatively quickly. 2 have suffered catastrophic damage upon impact, and though they don't detonate in a nuclear sense, their high explosive triggers have exploded, spreading radioactive material across the fields of Palomares. Villagers who approach the crash sites to investigate are unknowingly exposed to toxic plutonium dust. What seems like mere curiosity could later change their lives forever. The 3rd bomb is found lodged in a dry riverbed, intact but ominous. It is carefully removed, its casing still housing the terrifying potential of destruction. But the 4th bomb is nowhere to be found. For days, then weeks, the search continues. American military personnel set up command posts in the village, combing every square meter of land. As the days stretch into weeks, the focus shifts to the Mediterranean Sea. Evidence suggests that the bomb may have fallen into the water during the crash. The search effort becomes one of the most extensive in U.S. military history. Thousands of personnel, helicopters, ships, and submarines are deployed. Advanced sonar technology is brought in, scanning the seafloor for any trace of the missing weapon. After 80 agonizing days, a breakthrough occurs. Using a deep-sea submersible, the bomb is located more than 2,500 feet below the surface of the Mediterranean. The recovery operation is delicate and dangerous. Any misstep could detonate the bomb or result in it being lost again. Eventually, the bomb is carefully lifted from the seabed and brought to the surface. By April 1966, all 4 bombs are accounted for, and the immediate crisis is over. But for the people of Palomares, the nightmare is just beginning. The radioactive contamination from the broken bombs has seeped into the soil, and the cleanup operation begins immediately. Over 1,400 tons of contaminated soil are removed, loaded onto ships, and transported to the United States for disposal. Despite these efforts, radiation lingers in the area. For decades, residents and recovery workers report health issues linked to their exposure. Some villagers remember being told not to worry, that everything was under control. But time would tell a different story. Back in the United States, the incident is buried under layers of secrecy. Official reports downplay the severity of what happened. It's not until decades later that the full details of the Palomares incident emerge, thanks to declassified documents and eyewitness accounts. The incident raises uncomfortable questions about the Cold War and the lengths nations were willing to go to maintain power. Flying nuclear weapons above populated areas seemed routine at the time, but one mistake, one error, was all it took to reveal just how fragile this strategy was. Even today, the Palomares disaster is a reminder of the dangers of the nuclear age. The villagers, the military personnel, and the world narrowly avoided catastrophe that day in 1966. And while the bombs may have been recovered, the invisible scars they left behind remain, a testament to the destructive potential of humanity's most dangerous weapons.